Why? They are completely different from each other, right? Blood is different than fat. Fat is different than bones, right? But why all of them belong to one type of tissue, connective tissue? The reason is all types of connective tissues come from a single source, embryonic tissue, that is called mesenchyme. Mesenchyme is an embryonic tissue, also called mesenchymal tissue. And from this embryonic tissue, you get bones, you get cartilages, you get fats, you get blood. That's why all these belong to connective tissue. They come from single source. Connective tissue has varying degrees of vascularities. Some connective tissues have a lot of blood supply, some connective tissues have a small amount of blood supply, some don't. For example, let me give you an example. Bones, fats, they have small blood circulation. Small amount of blood enters into the fat, not a lot. Cartilages, no blood supply, no blood vessels. Blood itself is connective tissue, right? So you see that the connective tissue has varying degrees of vascularity. In connective tissue, I mentioned at the very beginning, you have the cells, but in between the cells you have what? Matrix. Okay? So the chemicals, and sometimes we see fibers. So that's how the connective tissue looks like. Make sense? So presence of cells and non-living ground substances, that means chemicals and fibers. So matrix includes chemicals, that is called ground substances, and fibers. Okay? So in the matrix you have those two things. Functions of connective tissue. Connective tissue, its name is connective tissue because it connects different structures. For example, cartilages are connective tissue, right? So you see cartilages connect the bones. We know that, right? Here you see good example, right? The ribs are connected to the sternum by cartilages. Is it clear? Tendons, ligaments. We know that tendons connect muscle to bone. Remember that? In last class we talked about that. And ligaments connect what? Bone to bone. And tendons, ligaments are connective tissue. Is it clear? So they help to connect. Example, cartilages, tendons, ligaments. Protection, another important function. You know that bones belong to connective tissue and bones protect your important organs. For example, these bones protect what? The brain. The brain, right? These bones protect what? Your heart, lung, right? You all know that. So protection is an important function. Support. This whole thing is connective tissue, bones and cartilages, right? So it supports the whole body. Is it clear? Flexibility. Some connective tissue has flexibility or elasticity. For example, this is connective tissue, your ear structure, and it has the flexibility, right? You can change the shape. So not all, but some connective tissue structures have flexibility, like elastic cartilage in your ear. Transport. We know blood is a connective tissue, and blood is the main component of the body, right? The fluid that circulates throughout the body, right? And transport gases, transport nutrients, transport metabolic waste, right? You know, blood transport those things, right? Hormones. So, transport. So, those are important functions of the connective tissue. Once you know what are the connective tissue structures, then you can, think what are the functions. Blood transports, right? Blood belongs to connective tissue. Cartilages, tendons, ligaments, they connect, right? So connection. Bones protect, right? So protection. Bones support from the skeleton, right? And support the whole body, you know that. So those are the functions. Classification of connective tissue. You need to write it down. This will also help in your lab part is done. So connective tissue classification. You'll need a lot of space, okay? So first, the main type is called connective tissue proper. Connective tissue proper. That's the main type, okay? Then bones, cartilages, fluid. And all these come from mesenchyme, you already know that. Mesenchyme. Okay. Connective tissue proper is divided into two types. Loose type and dense type. In loose type, you have small, or you can say few fibers. Few fibers. That's why it is called loose. In dense, you have plenty of fibers. Many fibers. That's why it is dense. Okay. Loose is divided into three types. Areolar, adipose, and reticular. So these are three types of loose. Areolar, adipose, reticular. Dense, two types. You already know. Dense regular and dense irregular. Make sense? Dense regular and irregular. In dense regular, you will see the fibers, all fibers are attached to each other densely, packed together, but they are going in same direction. All fibers are same way, running same way. That is regular. In irregular, you see some fibers are going in one direction, other fibers are going in other directions. That's why this is called what? This is what? Regular, and this is irregular. Makes sense, right? So in regular, all fibers are same way. In irregular, different directions. So this is connective tissue proper. We we divide first into loose type and dense type. In loose, you have only few fibers, right? That's why loose. In dense, you have lot of fibers packed together. Okay? So which one is harder, dense or loose? Dense is harder, right? Because lot of fibers they are packed. Loose is divided into areolar, adipose, reticular. Okay? Dense divided into regular, irregular. Bones. Bones are two types, compact and spongy. Which one is hard? Which one is soft? What do you think? Compact is hard. Compact. Its name is giving you, right, the impression. Compact. So it is hard. Spongy bone is what? Soft. Now you tell me, when you eat chicken leg, okay, in the bone, where you see soft bone? At the ends or in the middle part? Head, right? At the end. At the end. Middle part is hard. So middle part is compact, right? Ends are spongy. Is it clear? Okay. Cartilages, three types. Most common is hyaline. Another type is called fibro cartilage, and another is the elastic cartilage. So hyaline, fibro, elastic. Three types of cartilages. Which one is the most common type? Hyaline. Is it clear? Okay. Fluid type of connective tissue includes blood and lymph. Lymph is a white fluid inside the lymphatic system. So those are fluid type or liquid type connective tissue. That's why they are called special type of connective tissue. Because all other type of connective tissues are solid. This is the only blood and lymph are different. Okay, so this is the classification of the connective tissue. In next class, what will be your task before next class? Everybody took it, wrote it down? Okay. So what you will do before next class, I want you to remember this chart. Okay? Remember this classification. Then it will be easy to follow. Okay? Make sense? So first we divide the connective tissue into connective tissue proper. That's the main type. Okay? Then bones, cartilages, liquid, fluid type. Proper is divided into how many types? Two. Loose and dense. In loose you have few fibers. Okay? That's why it is loose. Dense has plenty of fibers. They are heavily packed together. Okay? And loose is divided into how many types? Three types. Loose areolar, adipose, and reticular. You have seen all these pictures in your lab part, you remember. And dense, regular, and irregular. Okay? Then you have bones, two types, compact and spongy. Is it clear? And then you have cartilages. How many types? Three. Most common type is called the hyaline. Another is fibro and elastic. Okay? And then fluid type connective tissue. Blood, special type of connective tissue, blood and lymph fluid. Okay? Okay, so let's stop here today.